I am Damonous. Jesus is my King. You are my family. Hello, I am Damonous. Thanks for joining. So everyone knows how many commandments there are, right? There's 10. Let's take a look at them. You shall have no other gods before me. This is God as dictated to Moses. You shall not make idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. And you shall not covet. Now, to elaborate those, and I think we need to elaborate them a little bit. We need to at least just go through them so that it makes sense in the next part. Because there are some that seem similar. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. That seems a little similar to the next commandment, which is, you shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or in the earth beneath, or in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of your fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments. So that's kind of a mouthful, that one. I think it can be summarized in saying it's distinct from the first commandment, and that the first commandment is saying, with all your heart and mind, love God. Put God first in everything that you do. The second one is actually saying how you behave. It's saying don't create things that ascribe powers to things that are really God's domain. Don't spoof him, if you will. The third commandment, you shall not take the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. And I'm going to just paraphrase here that essentially is saying, for in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, sea, and rested the seventh day. So it's really just saying honor God in respect of how he created things. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house, nor shall you covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. So here again, I'm kind of focusing in on maybe the last two here. There's a little bit of similarity in them and what we're going to talk about next. But again, there's distinction, right? Don't bear with false witness against your neighbor. It's just really saying, don't lie. Don't create things that are untrue. Don't make life hard for your neighbor, for your brother, for your sister. Don't covet your neighbor's house, nor anything that they own. Again, a little similar to adultery, right? Don't commit adultery, which is don't take your neighbor's wife. In this case, don't take anything else that your neighbor has. But this video is about the 11th commandment. It's an interesting thing that happens in the New Testament in Matthew 22, and this is from about verse 34 on. Jesus was talking to a group of people, and when he had talked to them, he had actually, and this is at the beginning of the chapter, explained how it is. They had asked him how it is when someone dies and leaves their spouse behind, and when it gets to heaven, who stays with who. And he essentially says, hey, in heaven, everyone's an angel, and we don't give and take in marriage like the way it is here. So the Pharisees had heard this, and then they wanted to try and say, who is this? Who's this guy saying this type of stuff, right? This is not what we teach. One of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him and saying, and I think tempting really means trying to ensnare him, right, in a legal trap, words he was going to say. So, Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love thy Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. The interesting thing here, this must have had them like their minds burning, right? Because it says, well, the Pharisees were gathered together. So that gives me this image of them trying to conspire and say, wait, what did he just say? Because let's look again. Jesus just said that the two greatest commandments are love God, and the second, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. But when we look, then let's go back to our quick list, right? When you go back to our quick list, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. Honor thy father and thy mother. Don't commit murder. Don't commit adultery. Don't steal. Don't bear false witness, and don't covet your neighbor's belongings. It doesn't say. This very specific thing. He says, you shall love your neighbor as thyself. So I'm sure they were trying to figure out what to do, but before they could gather their thoughts together, Jesus asked them, saying, What think ye of Christ? Whose son is he? They say unto him, The son of David. He saith unto them, How then doth David in spirit call him Lord, saying, The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou on my right hand, till I make thine enemies thy footstool. If David then call him Lord, how is he his son? And no man was able to answer him a word, neither durst any man from that day forth ask him any more questions. So he basically shut them up with saying, here's a question you can't possibly answer. And he gives them this question, and, it seems like they get mind locked there, right? But when Jesus was with his disciples the last time, the last evening before he was taken away, he said this to them, and he now made it very clear what he was saying before. Little children, this is Jesus speaking, yet a little while I am with you. Ye shall seek me, and as I said to the Jews, whither I go, ye cannot come. So now I say to you, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. So, here he's saying it. This is it. This is the 11th commandment. A new commandment. He's very clear. A new commandment I give to you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. And later, in 1 John, chapter 4, verse, I think we're going to say verse 15 or so down, he confirms this. He says, Whoever shall confess that Jesus is the Son of God, God dwelleth in him, and he in God. And we have known and believed that the love that God hath to us. God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment. Because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. We love him because he first loved us. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen. How can he love God whom he hath not seen? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. And so I see it very clearly. What Jesus was saying back here to the Pharisees, that ye love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. And the second greatest commandment is thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And I think it's even more than just those words. It's even more than just loving your neighbor as yourself. I think what he's saying here, what's evident in when he actually dictated the 11th commandment, is he saying, as I've sacrificed for you, also sacrifice for your brothers and sisters. So maybe now is a good time to just take a quick look at the 11 commandments. You shall have no other gods before me. Love one another as I have loved you. You shall not make idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet. So next time someone asks you how many commandments there are, tell them 11 and give them a hug. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Catch me on these alternate media sources.